some of this stuff off. You guys are putting so much on the screen that you can't even see the screen. Where's the close part? I usually do not look at Fox. Dude, this is why Fox is annoying. Okay. Y'all are putting so much on the screen, I can't even use the screen anymore. How do you get this off recommended videos? I can't even see what I'm doing. How do you get this off? How do we...
Like a big threat, what a lot of people may not be thinking.
Ooh, that was annoying. What the fuck? Okay, y'all using too much technology now. I love technology. I'm Aquarius. But this is too much. What the fuck? Alright. Alright, I'll be right back with you in a second. Did you know she's... Oh, hell no, you didn't. Did you know she's a Florida woman, right? That's going to explain why she act the way she do. She got that Florida man in her. How you coming up here doing all that crazy stuff in D.C.? You may have been able to do that in Florida, but they really don't like that in D.C.
Somebody there,
they're for
you
this
know,
mess.
had been telling police officers, the Metropolitan Police Department there, not to give up people that are in the country illegally. I thought we had a supremacy clause
like
in the
your invader ass.
Sean, D.C. will not remain a sanctuary city, actively shielding criminals.
This is what's annoying. I'm looking at people who I can see have invader blood. You have colonizer blood. You're the immigrant. And they always say the only people who can say stuff about the land are the Native Americans. Well, I've got Cherokee. What are you, like, the way that she's talking about people need to get out the nation. The rule is people need to learn how to work here and not hurt people, make money. Rape, do not do no rape. That's the number one rule that you cannot do in the land. And you need to follow the rules of the land. So people can come here. What I don't understand is that you're the colonizer and Mexicans are coming up. Those are my cousins. Americans, it's one continent. America is coming up to America. My cousins are coming up to work up here. They are welcome. We tell them, they already know it's the same rules up here as the same rules down there. We tell them how they work with the people up here, and then we get to work. People are welcome in this country. People who want to enslave other people, who are lazy, people like your ancestors who are teaching that mindset, passing it down to you, and you have that mindset. These are the people who are not welcome. People like you, Pam Bondi. People like you, Trump. You are the people who are not welcome because you don't welcome anyone else. This is land. No one owns it. People are welcome. If they want to come live here, they are welcome. It's, you know that it's projection. You know that you're not welcome. You know you have forced your way upon the land. Your ancestors have forced your way upon the land.
We've made 156 arrests. 27 firearms have been seized. Child pornographic material has been seized.
Oh, would you stop?
Over 200 fentanyl pills taken off the street.
She don't mention child pornography when you don't want to release the Epstein files. Stop it now. You're the one who mentioned them in the first place. How was nobody mad at you, Blondie? How is nobody mad at you?
We've seen with these crazy protesters out there, citizens are coming out of their homes and they're going up to these law enforcement officers and they're thanking them for keeping them safe and making the streets safe again. An elderly woman walks up to law enforcement and thanks them so she can go to the market again.
Oh, she's such a good liar. She looks at you, her eyes get wide, she smiles. She's such a good liar. Oh, she uses that intenseness that she has about her. I should look up her chart. She's interesting. How if she knows that she may lose an argument, so she'll, where DC's not going to be like this. That don't mean that you're telling the truth, baby girl. She look at you straight in your eye. She's one of those liars who looks at you straight in your eye. She don't look at you. Her face won't be stern, but she gonna start smiling. I know about you because I have the same traits too. But I use mine for good.
Officers are doing under Donald Trump's directive, and they're going to continue to do it. We're going to work hand in hand with state, federal, local officers, and we're going to make DC safe again.
Fundamentally, when you have a sanctuary city or a sanctuary state, aren't you, by definition, aiding and abetting in the law breaking? Mm-hmm. And if you are protecting them and not allowing, even though the federal government would have jurisdiction constitutionally, if you
stop doing this, while they keep pushing the lie, we're trying to get criminals. You're making criminals. You're making the criminals. You're making these people are not criminals. You make them one. You're making them criminals, and then you're calling them criminals, and then you're giving a reason to hurt them. And then if they have the power to hurt you back, no, you can't do that. You get the rules there. You got to have your hands behind your back. You're making the law, these executive orders, and then you're going to break your own executive orders, and then you're going to tell these other people that they need to follow it. No, human nature is that's not going to exist. All this human nature is this is all talk. Talk. You make laws and you don't follow them. And those people don't like to get physical. They're the main people who get physical first. Deploying the military, and they're not doing nothing as they're walking around. They could have did that on base. You could save money.
Gadi Seralto, my U.S. Marshal, he runs the entire show, keeping everyone organized, and they report directly to me, and I report to the President of the United States. So yes, you must comply. You must give the information to our ICE, to our Homeland Security officers. If they have information of an illegal alien living in D.C., Mommy, they must give us that information, and we are going to stop crime, Sean, in D.C., and we're going to clean it up in this country. And President Trump is committed to that. No longer is that going to happen in this beautiful city where our tourists come, where our residents live. We all live here. We are going to keep it safe. And it's our nation's capital. It's beautiful, and it's going to be beautiful and clean again.
They finna fuck it up.
Okay, let's focus and dial in. So, D.C. Sanctuary City, L.A. Sanctuary City, San Francisco Sanctuary City, New York City Sanctuary City, California Sanctuary State. What does this mean in reality for all of these locations, municipalities, states moving forward?
They must comply. Yesterday, I sent out 33 letters to mayors around this country. I think 3 or 4 of them were in California alone, not surprising. I sent out letters to all of these mayors and to the governors saying, you must comply. We want to know what you're doing to comply with our federal government. So we're going to see. I'll let you know how they respond. They have 5 days to respond.
Get your laws together. So we can figure out what to comply to.
Okay, let me move on, and I want to ask you about this incident where the DOJ employee...
It's majority rules. In this country, it's majority rules. It's what the country wants to do, not what you... This is what is getting kind of funny. That the people of America have to show it's not what you want, Pam Bondi. And I'm doing it because of Trump. Don't you understand? I have to kiss Trump's ass. He pays me. And we all do bribery over here. But, like, what you don't understand is this country is run, like, there's people that live over here. We need to know what you're doing to satisfy Trump. There's people who live over here. We need to know what the government is doing to satisfy the people.
After hitting this federal agent with this Subway sandwich, may not sound like a big threat. What a lot of people may not be thinking of, an agent being assaulted like that, they have no idea what is being hurled at them. And... this is now going to be charged as a felony. What message is the Department of Justice now sending people that are attacking agents this way? And what do you say to
them? All right, look, let's just go ahead and end it right there. Where she said people are coming out their homes and thanking the cops for keeping this city safe. No, they're not. These people are so pissed off and annoyed that they are coming out and they don't feel safe. Majority of the videos that you're watching right now are them showing you the cops and the military and ICE and how they don't feel safe walking in their own city. They're coming out their homes throwing sandwiches. Throwing their Subway sandwiches. They are so disgusted and pissed and they feel so unsafe. Now he got it. You see, it was a white boy. He gotta run. Oh, he had to run, white boy, white. That's why he did that, because he know that his charges ain't gonna be so bad. Thank you. He was a soldier. That's for the white boys. That was a Nazi hunter right there. That was a Nazi hunter white boy. And thank you for those ones out there that be out there and they just be helping the community out. They're like, see, you don't need to be doing it. Here's a sandwich. Man, I probably would have cut the sandwich. Be like, thank you. Could you have got me turkey? I don't really eat ham.
Good news for the sandwich slinger. Hello everybody, David Schuster here. A judge has now agreed that felony charges are not warranted in the case of Sean Dunn. Recently in Washington, D.C., the 37-year-old started yelling at federal law enforcement officers and then went even further to the expletive-filled delight of onlookers.
Motherfucker! Oh! 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 He cooked him!
Police eventually caught Dunn, arrested him, and took him to D.C. Superior Court, where he was released. 2 days later, the Trump Justice Department charged Dunn with a felony. But back in court, Dunn got his freedom again. Headline: Sean Dunn, accused of throwing a sandwich at a federal officer, is released on his own recognizance as the judge finds the felony charge excessive. Quote, a judge released 37-year-old Sean Dunn, a former Department of Justice employee, on his own recognizance despite prosecutors pushing for serious felony charges that could carry up to 8 years in prison. The judge's finding is a loss for the Trump Justice Department and its D.C. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro. She had gloated about Dunn's arrest.
An individual went up to one of the federal law enforcement officers and started jumping up and down, screaming at him, berating him, yelling at him. And then he took a Subway sandwich about this big and took it and threw it at the officer. He thought it was funny. Well, he doesn't think it's funny today because we charged him with a felony, assault on a police officer. And we're going to back the police to the hilt.
Back police to the hilt? This is the same Trump administration that pardoned every rioter who attacked police officers on January the 6th. Attorney General Pam Bondi's lack of self-awareness is even worse. Following Sean Dunn's arrest, Bondi posted on X, if you touch any law enforcement officer, we will come after you. Really? So touching police is not acceptable, says Bondi, but touching children is just fine.
The Justice Department and FBI announced it would not release any more information about the investigation into sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The president, like many New York celebrities, had some association with Epstein.
And back to January the 6th, rioters for Trump hit police with flagpoles, fire extinguishers, pieces of wood, and bear spray, among other things. Altogether, 140 police officers were injured.
Multiple capital injuries! Multiple capital injuries!
And again, Donald Trump, with help from the Justice Department, pardoned every January 6th participant, including those convicted of the worst violence. Now, maybe it's just me, but attacking police and raping children seems more serious than throwing a Subway sandwich. But not according to Pam Bondi. She went on to post about Sean Dunn. I just learned that this defendant worked at the Department of Justice. No longer. Not only is he fired, he has been charged with a felony. This is an example of the deep state we've been up against for 7 months as we work to refocus DOJ. You will not work in this administration while disrespecting our government and law enforcement. Unless, of course, you work at the Justice Department for Pam Bondi.
The Justice Department has hired as a senior advisor someone who faced multiple criminal charges due to his presence at the January 6th Capitol riot. His name is Jared Wise. You can see him in the blue jacket on the left side of your screen yelling at police officers. He's heard in this video calling law enforcement present there, defending the Capitol, Nazis, and yelling, kill them. Not just once, but repeatedly.
Racist people are simple. Life is simple. They're hateful, and that's that. This is why a colored person, black people, can never be racist. Black people know that no matter what, as long as we have two black people, we'll always be able to produce a light-skinned girl like her. Pretty sure. If you look at her DNA, I'm pretty sure she has got 5 to 15, or at least 2% of African DNA within her blood. I bet you she does not have Neanderthal. I bet you she would want to have Neanderthal blood. Then she could totally say, I'm not black, I hate black, fuck Africans, fuck them. But the sad part is that all this time, as you were hurting black people, you are one. You're a very light-skinned one. And it just confuses them. But our hair, let them figure it out. But black people know we produce light-skinned people like her. This is why you never hear black people say kill Whitey. Because we can't. No matter what. Even when we go, like we already did. Even when we go to another planet, Moon Mona Lisa. Even when we go to another planet and we decide to reproduce and get away from them. And their racist, hateful, slavery ways. Even when we get away from Oregon Trail. Even when we get away from them. We can't get away from them because as long as we have two dark people, a dark woman and a dark man, Noah's Ark, we're always going to be able to produce a woman that looks like you, Pam, a light-skinned woman, or Margaret Taylor Greene with blonde hair and blue eyes. You come from us, from black people. So this is why white people always want to kill black people out of jealousy, and they don't know where they come from, and they don't understand why black people are as calm as we are not hateful. We don't show that same energy back. This is why they don't understand why they try to get us to fight them and why we don't say kill Whitey. This is why they don't understand love. That's the way I see it. That's my perspective. You are us, and when are you going to figure this out? But because all this is, every time Gaza, genocide on America, it's always white on black hate. Rome on Egypt, it's always white on black. When are you going to see your hate? Your hate is getting people not to be around you, even your own people not want to be around you. When is your hate? When are you going to sit down and realize that you're about to be consumed with your own hate, like the White Witch from Snow White? When the original story, she had to wear red heels, and the hate consumed her. And that's what it's doing to this racist people. And they're trying to push it off on you. Don't let it.
The original story is darker than you think. What if it's about the destructive power of vanity, the danger of losing yourself to comparison? Every action has consequences, and in the world of fairy tales, punishment often reflects the crime. For the queen, whose obsession with vanity led her to commit unspeakable acts, her reckoning is as cruel as her own deeds. After learning about the wedding, the queen consults her magic mirror and is horrified when it says that Snow White, who she thought was dead, is now the fairest in the land. The queen attends the wedding. Upon her arrival, she discovers that Snow White is alive and the bride. But this time, the tables have turned. The queen's vanity brought her here, but it's also her undoing. As punishment for her crimes, she's forced to wear a pair of iron shoes, heated until they glow red with heat. She is made to dance in those red-hot shoes, a grotesque performance of poetic justice. With every step, the pain consumes her. The once proud queen is reduced to nothing but a figure of torment. The queen's punishment is brutal, yet fitting. She used beauty and manipulation as weapons, and now her own body becomes the source of her suffering. It's a reminder of the fairy tale tradition. Justice isn't just served, it's exaggerated, turning villains into cautionary examples for generations. Her power, built on envy and manipulation, was always unsustainable. Just as her beauty was fleeting, so too was her control. The fiery shoes show us how a life built on appearances cannot stand the test of time. It will burn itself out. She spent her life chasing perfection, yet her death is marked a mockery of grace and elegance. The red-hot shoes force her to confront the very ugliness she tried so desperately to run from. The Queen's death is more than retribution. It's a statement. It shows us the destructive nature of vanity, the futility of chasing perfection, and the inevitable collapse of power built on fear and manipulation. Her final dance isn't just a punishment. It's a mirror of her own life, consumed by the very fire she stoked. In the end, the red-hot iron shoes burn away the Queen's facade, revealing a truth she could never face. Beauty and power without substance will always turn to ash.